I want you guys to know that I did it. I joined Rednote, the Chinese app that TikTok users are flooding to.
Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch agrees the TikTok law is constitutional, but isn't so sure it will serve its purpose. Well, duh. What have the people been telling you? I mean, anytime I agree with Candace Owens on anything, y'all gotta listen.
I want you guys to know that I did it. I joined Rednote, the Chinese app that TikTok users are flooding to.
I mean, even she went over to Rednote. Candace Owens went over to a Chinese app, Rednote, in protest of the TikTok ban. Now, if that don't speak volumes, now Rednote, I think it translates to like Red Little Book or something like that, like Red Book, but it is a Chinese-owned app, and people would rather go over to Rednote instead of going back to Meta or Instagram. And the reason why is because people have found out that Meta has majorly lobbied against the TikTok ban. Like they put millions and millions of dollars up against TikTok. And you know, anytime the people come together as one, they're going to find out a lot of information that they didn't know, including all the senators who pushed for the TikTok ban, and they have stock for Meta or purchased stock in Meta right before the ban started happening. So the people are upset, and they are protesting by simply going to a Chinese app, which, by the way, will end up getting banned as well if it gets big enough. The government won't do anything until it start hurting their pockets. Okay, right now nothing's gonna happen.
Hey y'all,
we're from Texas. Thank you for welcoming us to the app.
We do not trust TikTok will ever embrace American values.
With TikTok's future hanging by a thread, a huge surge of users are flooding a surprise alternative.
This is so much better than TikTok.
Rednote, the English name for Xiaohongshu, meaning Little Red Book, drawing comparisons to a collection of Mao Zedong's quotes, small enough to carry around. Rednote is a Chinese Communist government-monitored social media platform, now topping Apple's U.S. App Store.
Welcome, TikTok refugees. Rednote is not Instagram.
Many say they came here out of spite.
I refuse to support Facebook, Meta, especially Elon Musk and X.
And they're making unexpected cross-cultural connections.
Hey there, fellow TikTok refugee here, and I just want to say I have no idea how to speak Chinese.
Today I would like to teach you some Chinese.
Some users searching for international romance or the perfect Chinese name.
Let me help you to pick one that suits you.
One post even recreates famous Chinese and Russian propaganda posters. Just days ago, this may have seemed unthinkable.
I was scared that TikTok was going to go away, so I wanted to find an alternative.
Heather Roberts from Texas says TikTok refugees like her are desperate to find a new platform, a new social media fix.
I haven't been on Rednote for very long. I've only been on there for maybe 3 days, and I found myself like, wow, this is very addicting. I'd probably say it's a little bit more addicting than TikTok.
An addicting algorithm. Exactly what app developers want. Experts say there are risks when it comes to the rise of another Chinese app. Just like TikTok, Rednote collects huge amounts of user data. China's laws require companies to share that data with the government, but only if requested. Heavy censorship is already affecting American users, some getting their first taste of China's tightly controlled internet. Users say posts on topics deemed sensitive by Chinese authorities are being deleted, including LGBTQ+ issues and even a popular Japanese anime. Other posts face backlash, flooded with negative or offensive comments. Some new users report racist questions, including whether it's okay to use the N-word. As the U.S. Supreme Court and incoming Trump administration debate TikTok's fate, the rise of Rednote raises new questions and concerns about Americans embracing yet another platform under Chinese government control.
So let's clear some things up about that video. ByteDance owns TikTok. TikTok is a U.S. company. However, ByteDance is not 100% owned by China and operated in China. It has investors from China, which makes ByteDance fall under certain stipulations in China law. It has many international investors all over. Even the CEO is from Singapore. He's not from China. So let's get that straight. Secondly, people are willing to give up their information to China to give the American government the middle finger. And the American government should definitely question that. And all this is going to do is start making them think, oh, maybe we should just make them house the data here in the U.S. and give them TikTok back, because they're going to go from one Chinese app to another Chinese app to another Chinese app. This is going to go in a full circle until this stops. That's all I'm saying. I did not go over to Rednote. I created an account. I almost jumped on the bandwagon. And then I started looking up into the data situation, not only the data situation, but people that live here that is from China, they used Rednote as a form of communication to people in China. But now that the gates are open and more Americans are going over to Rednote, Rednote has now created separate VPNs from IP addresses and keeping the States over in the States and China over in China, because it's too much. Because they live by different laws in China than we do here in the States. And I don't want to be the one that's jumping on a bandwagon, for one, releasing my data, and for two, stopping people from communicating from their family in protests. I don't want to be that guy. And I don't want to be that guy. So that's why as soon as I saw that and read that, did my information, I instantly removed the app off my phone. I don't want to be a part of that. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think they are going to bring TikTok back? Do you think Trump's going to come in office and say, hey, this is getting out of hand. Let's just house the data here in the U.S. and call it wipe our hands and let the American people have what they want? Or do you think this will continue and then Americans going to keep protesting, going from Chinese app to Chinese app, which I think y'all are crazy for doing that. I get it. I don't agree with the TikTok ban, but going over to a full Chinese app, I don't know about that, man. Y'all let me know your thoughts. I'll see y'all next video.
Rest assured, we will do everything in our power to ensure our platform thrives as your online home for limitless creativity and discovery, as well as a source of inspiration and joy for years to come. Thank you. More to come.
Until this man right here gives me a video saying his goodbyes, I'm giving y'all the news. Those words that he said were not by mistake. Even though the Supreme Court upheld the TikTok ban, we already know that Biden and his administration is not going to enforce that law. Now it's up to Trump. That is not a coincidence that he's on video thanking Trump.
We are grateful and pleased to have the support of a president who truly understands our platform. One who has used TikTok to express his own thoughts and perspectives, connecting with the world and generating more than 60 billion views of his content in the process.
Because we already know Trump has come out and asked the Supreme Court to halt this ban. And there are different avenues that Trump can take to either extend it or get rid of it in its entirety. And now it is being reported that the CEO of TikTok will be at Trump's inauguration, sitting right next to him. Nah, something's going on behind the scenes, and I'm gonna let you know as soon as it happens. Until this man right here tells me that it's a wrap, y'all gonna get the news. Y'all gonna get this news. We back, baby. We still in business. But just in case, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on the YT app and go ahead to the BS app and Art News Now. I see you there.